Hello everybody and welcome to an extra special video today. This video is very important to me especially because basically the popular LEGO theme Bionicle, which ran from 2001 until 2010, which I know was cancelled and replaced, is supposedly making a comeback next year in 2015, and yeah, I'm really excited because it's something that I grew up with. I know Lewis enjoyed it a lot as well, and Nat did as well, and I'm making this video to analyse the images which have surfaced in the last few months. I don't know how long. Yeah, well, basically, if you don't know what Bionicle is, you can Google it for the full details. What basically it is, it's a Lego theme, which was incredibly popular, and it centered around using gears and rods and ball joints to make like action figures, and they have this whole mythology behind them about like masks of power, and they all had elemental powers. It was really good. You had the Toa and the Matora and the Taraga and the Rahi and the Makuta, and it was really complicated, and that went on for years, and it sort of evolved until the point where you had stuff like the Borak and you had the Parak, which were like gangsters that glue in the dark and glowed in the dark. Not glue in the dark. That's not a real term. And they went underwater and in the sky, and then you had gladiators, and it was really good. It was great. And then sort of the last year, it took a bit of a dip, and wasn't very good because it was the last year. And but now we have these images which suggest it's coming back next year. Apparently it's being rebooted, which I'm not sure if I'm happy about or not. I mean, it might be good to give a fresh start at the story. You know, just a complicated story would be hard for kids to follow up, especially if they weren't into these toys when they were first around, which will, I can see why that's kind of good. But I'll start with the first image. What we have here is obviously the Lego logo, Bionicle, and then we have the first image of like things, and it looks like what we have here is a Toa. Looks like Tahu to me because he has the mask, which of course is the Kanohi How. A bit of a nerd on this kind of thing, so forgive my specialist terms. Which was the mask of strength, yeah. Was it strength? No, it wasn't. God damn it, I said it was the mask of shielding. Shielding, that was it. Yeah. Wow. Set yourself up too much then, mate. And he's basically reaching for what was like a golden mask floating on a podium, so whether this is the mask of life, again, which was a major part of the story for the last few years, actually for most of the story really, 2006 to about 2010. Whether this is the mask of life, I don't know, whether it's something else. And then we have, it's like on like a floating pedestal, which looks a bit like the Kinney, which was a temple in the first year, so maybe they're redoing the first year. And then we have this spidery thing in the background, and there is a set list here, which I'll get to in a minute, but apparently according to the set list that will be the Lord of the Skull Spiders. Now I have no idea what that is. Moving around a bit. No idea what that is. We also have these two or one sort of greenish eye just above it, which is strange. I don't know what's going on here. This is all very new to me, but you know. Okay, so then we'll move on to the major image, which is the not so blurry. The details are a lot clearer. The actual image of the display box, which I mean, this is too sort of complex for somebody to Photoshop, surely. Look at it. So we have at the top, we have that same image again, but it's a lot clearer. We have the red eyes instead of green, what is definitely Tahu, and the mask, which has a sort of a hole in the front, like a mouthpiece, which is strange. Whether those eyes are the Makuta pterodax or not, I don't know. And then we got the what looks like the sets for this line, for the 2015 line, which look, I can't really tell how good they look because they're so small and such low quality. But you know, I'm hopeful. And I have the set list here. This is the rumoured set list for winter 2015. What we have here are Defender of Jungle, Defender of Stones, Defender of Water, Defender of Land, Defender of Ice, Defender of Fire. We then have Onua, Master of Land, Tahu, Master of Fire, Gali, Master of Water, Pohatu, Master of Stones, Leva, Master of Jungle, and Kopak, Master of Ice, and Lord of the Skull Spiders. And this strikes me a bit because, well, for a start off, these are the names, the masters of the elements are the original Toa, like on Tahu, Toa of Fire, or Onua, Toa of Earth. But two of them, the Master of Jungle and Master of Ice, the names are spelled differently. Liwa and Kopaka are now Leva and Kopak, which is spelled with C-O-P-A-C as opposed to K-O-P-A-K-A, I think. But, you know, we'll have a look at these sets. So, top row, we have what I assume are the Defender sets. So we look like we have the Defender of Jungle there, the Defender of Stones, Defender of Water in the middle, Defender of Earth, and Defender of Ice, which is 5 of them. We then have second row, left to right, looks like Leva. Oh, I'm going to call him Liwa because that's what I know. Liwa, Master of Air. Yeah, it actually says Liwa on the box. I can see it in the corner. It actually says Liwa. We then have Pohatu, Gali, Lord of the Skull Spiders, Tahu, Kopaka. I'm just going to refer to him as Kopaka, we can't see what he actually is called. Onua, and then the Defender of Fire, who isn't on the top row. And they all seem to have a few things in common. One, there are, with the exception of the Lord of the Skull Spiders, there are 2, a Defender and a Master of each element. Lord of the Skull Spiders is an exception, of course. 2, they have a golden mask on each of the box arts, which is interesting. And then 3, there is what looks like one of the skull spiders, the little blue spiders, on each set, which is interesting. Okay, well now, we'll probably should take a look at the actual sets, see if we can get close enough. So we'll start off with the Defender of Jungle. So now these are probably preliminary, like prototype images, but yeah, Defender of Jungle. These look to be some kind of almost like Matoran, but maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe play a more prominent role. I don't know. But they seem to be. It seems to be mostly green again, which was normally would have been Defender of Air if it was going by the original story. There's a lot of silverish white and orange in there, which is a bit strange. We then have Defender of Stones. They all seem to have these really weird weapons, which I'm not sure about. Whether this is borrowing quite a bit from the Hero Factory parts. Defender of Water has these big turbines on her shoulders. I'm assuming it's a her. They normally were female when they were the water element. Defender of Earth, which I'm kind of looking forward to the most, purple and black, which we haven't had for a very long time. Well, we haven't had Bionicle sets in a very long time, but yeah. Defender of Ice has some kind of buzzsaw, which is strange. Can't really see him very well because of the white. We'll look at Liwa. Liwa is he looks, from the face, he looks kind of similar to his original, except they look like the have the parts that we use in the Hero Factory, like the chest plates, which was Hero Factory was the theme that replaced Bionicle, basically. Yeah, not really much to say about him. Again, Pohatu, the Master of Stones. Not much to say there either. There's not a great deal to him. Gali has some kind of trident, which, yeah, that's kind of cool. You know, water and all that. Lord of the Skull Spiders looks pretty decent, to be honest. He looks pretty good. Not sure what these golden masks are, though. Whether they're golden versions of the masks that they are wearing. If so, that'd be good, because Tahu and Kopaka seem to be wearing remakes of their originals. Tahu probably looks the best, to be honest. He has a big, what looks like a surfboard, which is kind of like harking back to Tahu Nuva, who had the function of putting his swords together as a surfboard. 2 blades as well, from those things, and a skull spider, of course. Kopaka has what looks like a double blade and a shield again, which is a bit like his Nuva version, which is kind of cool. Has a bit of orange on him as well, which is quite nice to see. Onua, black and gold and purple. All these Masters sets, or Toa, whatever, seem to have quite a bit of gold on them as well, which is nice, like an orangey sort of colour. And then Defender of Fire, not much to him. He has some kind of gun on his shoulder, which I'm not sure what that is. I've heard talks about like a stud launcher, like a Lego stud launcher. I'm not sure myself, but you know, we'll soon find out. Yeah, also some of the other defenders seem to have these guns as well. And yeah, that's basically the sets. I don't think these are photoshopped. I have a feeling these are genuine, if I'm honest. I do think these are genuine sets, because they look quite difficult for somebody to Photoshop. Am I excited for these sets? I'm more anticipating it, really. Obviously, I'm a lot older now than I was when I used to play Bionicle. I will buy these sets. I will buy them, and I'll probably review them on the channel. But I mean, from what I've heard, a lot of the old parts, the molds were melted down and decommissioned. So whether they'll make new parts or whether they'll just use the Hero Factory ball and sockets and stuff like that, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm anticipating this. It's I feel like whatever it is, kids are gonna love it. Kids are gonna really love it, because I loved it. I mean, I didn't get it. I didn't collect them from the start. I think I just started school when I started. I just started school in 2002, when I remember seeing the adverts for them. I think, wow, these are really cool. It was they're called the Bow Rock, and they're this function where if you press on the back, the heads would lunge forward, and they could open their faces and put these little like parasites inside them, and it was really cool. And I remember for ages really loving these, seeing the adverts, and then talking to my friends about them at school. I mean, I'd only just started school that year. I'd been about 5 at the time, 5 years old. And then the following year, they like revamped them all with Bow Rock Carl and Tonuva, and that's when I started getting them. I used to get like a Tonuva and a Bow Rock Carl. And I remember my first set was Liwa Nuva, which is the first set I built on my own, because I built Carl, Blue Bow Rock Carl, with my granddad. He helped me. When they went for their my gran went for their tea, and he said, "Oh, we'll build the other one afterwards." And they came back from after the tea, and I built it myself. that's where it sort of spiraled. It sort of spiraled from there and grew. So if any of them, I'm really excited for the Liwa the most, because a lot of memories will come from that. But yeah, I collected them up until they're finished. Got a couple of the Hero Factory sets. Didn't like them that much. They were a bit boring, to be honest. Bland robots, you know. These weren't robots. These were actual living things. These had like organs inside them. Apparently, they were like living machines, whereas Hero Factory were just machines that had personalities. Very bland personalities. But yeah, I think it'll be good, one way or another. So thank you for watching this analysis of the Bionicle 2015 line. I will be buying these and I will be reviewing them. So stay tuned for that in 2015. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.